Welcome back. One of the more intimidating situations you can find yourself in as far as being grabbed is to be grabbed with your arms pinned at your side from the front by a probably larger and more powerful person. This happens for guys sometimes. Unfortunately, it's a situation that, ladies, you may find yourself in more frequently than a guy. Any sort of male on female violence is typically a control issue that somebody's got in their mind. They have to have control over you, and this is one of the ways they like to exert that control. What I'm going to show you today is how you can make it very apparent to them that they probably should have tried to exert that control over somebody else besides you. So if I can ask Jeremy to join me up here. Thank you. Okay, so we've got a bear hug from the front, arms pinned at the side. Now the problem with presenting this on camera is that you can't really see everything that's going on. So we're going to just stand fairly in close proximity, and his arms would have been wrapped around me. It would be like this. Now the advantage that we've got here is I can get my arms to the front of my body because when he's pulling in tight, that's where it naturally rotates my shoulders. They won't go to the rear so easily, one, because you don't have that kind of flexibility out of your shoulders, and two, the way his arms are built, it's tending to want to try to pull them in instead of push them back. So I'm here, I've been snuggled in. You are almost certain to be shorter than the attacker on this one. Groin area, okay? That is our first target. The first weapon we're going to use is simply our thumb. Now, what happens when you strike something with your thumb? You may injure your thumb. You may. But in this position, we don't have a lot of alternatives to start off with. If you strike and successfully get up between the legs, which you probably will, and make good contact with one testicle, he is not going to be there for long. Like I say, worst case scenario, you may jam your thumb, but it's a whole lot better than being raped or killed. That's all I can say about that. Okay. So we're here. I sneak around to the front. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of an angle here. Okay, I sneak around, I get this underneath and strike up to the groin because I can bend at the elbow. Remember, I'm usually shorter because I'm being attacked by a taller guy. I've got some leverage here. He's not going to see it coming. If I tried to lead off with a knee strike, it's not going to get anywhere because I'm too close. Okay, you see, distance-wise, it's just not there. So we've got to get this thumb around. Notice I switched thumbs on you so you can see it easier. Get it into here, drive it up. Okay, like so. When you do that, he is definitely going to flinch back a little bit at the waist. Now he took a step back so I can show you where we're going, which is what we have to do. But this would have been the motion you would have seen to get into this position. So we've got the thumb into here, he flinches back. And as he flinches back, it changes the position of his arms on my shoulders. Typically, they're almost sliding off the top at that point because of the angle change. Okay? So we've hit with the thumb. As soon as we can get the thumb out, that's when the knee comes up. And that's when you want to go from being the helpless defender who just got in a good shot to grab, pull up with the knee strike. Now, he may reflexively kick back with the hips even further when he perceives that knee strike on the way, if he lucks out. He's usually not going to perceive it on the way, but if he does, he's going to flip back even further, which will just give you an additional target. Whether he goes back further or not, if we started out, and I'm going to switch hands back on you again here, if we had thumb, knee, and then when he goes back, this foot is going to come down. If he's real close, it's a stomp on the instep. The bones in the top of the foot break easily. If he has moved back even further, let's say he took an extra step with that left foot, I'm still kind of hanging on to him up here, right? I want some control. So I can't really stomp at the instep, but I can stomp at that front knee and scrape down. And you notice how I was letting my body weight fall forward in it? Okay? Stomp, scrape, stomp the instep down there. You have redirected all of his attention from up here, where he had something in mind, to down here, where he's feeling some serious pain. So if we look at it from the front, what you would have seen is thumb, he goes back, get the hands up and around, knee, he goes back, stomp to the instep if he's close. If he's backed up a little further, stomp to the knee, scrape down the shin to the instep. And as you do that, give him a shove, because he's going to be trapped on one foot trying to do this. When you give him the shove there, he may or may not end up on the ground. The important thing is that the 200-pounder has now let go of you, and you can make a getaway. Remember, we're in self-defense, not fighting. We don't come back and say, oh, I want to prove something with you. We just want to get free and get gone. And that's how we do it for a bear hug from the front with the arms pinned. I hope you found it informative.